Hi guys, my name's Mike Mays. I own and write the Texas Cryptid Hunter blog. Had several people suggest that I try to document some of my outings, see what it's like. So we're going to do that. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to go less Stroud here. I don't have a camera person with me doing this by myself, so likely it's going to be a little rough until I get the hang of it. But what we're doing, I'm here just north and east of Temple, Texas. There have been sightings of a mountain lion out here about a quarter mile from where I'm standing now. The area is just outside of a pretty metropolitan area, but you get less than a mile out of the city limits and it gets agricultural and ranch land, things like that, pretty quick. You can see here, well, I guess you can't, but I'm actually in an old hay barn that has fallen into some disrepair on some property, private property, north and east of Temple. There's a creek that runs over here that goes all the way back under Interstate 35 and back to the west. That is what I feel like, not just this particular cat, but a lot of these animals, be they coyotes, bobcats, whatever, they can get under that highway without danger being hit. And as you'll see in a minute, the creek is deep. You can walk through there and nobody even know you were there. So we're going to get some cameras set up. This is the same area I've had cameras set up in the past. Got a lot of bobcat, a lot of coyotes, all kinds of animals. And this is also the creek bed where I got photos of river otters, which is the first time anybody actually was able to document river otters here in Bell County. So it's a good spot, lots of wildlife going back and forth. Let's go see what we can find, get those cameras. Okay, I'm standing on the edge of the creek. As you can see, hopefully the sun's not interfering too much. It's fairly deep, steep walled. We're gonna get down into the creek itself now. We've actually had some rain over the past week or so there's actually water flowing right now, which usually this is dry, with the exception there's a pool right down here. You can see it down there. That is got water in it, even the heat of summer. And back here you can see where the creek takes a bend back to the right. There's a pool down there as well that seems to hold water all year round. You can see just how high this creek bank is, and you can see just anything when this thing was dry could just walk back and forth and never be seen by anybody. Not that there's anybody out here to see them anyway. So we're going to take a look around, look for some tracks, find some spots, get some cameras up. We'll go from there. Now, right there, see those old gnarled tree roots? That is where I've had a camera in the past. You can see creek bed just runs right back up here to it, and then you get a good view on down the creek there. Problem is I've lost two cameras due to flash flooding. Water actually does get up. See, it's a pretty good jump up from there up to camera level, but it has happened. So as good a spot as it's been, it's gotten a little expensive, so I'm going to pass on putting the camera there. We're going to go up, there's some game trails a little further up, and that's where we're going to try to set our cameras up, a little much down the creek there. Okay, creek is right down there. You see the creek wall where it drops down. I don't know if you can see the water or not. You see right here, there's the, I don't know how well it's going to show up on the video, but there's a little game trail. Comes this way and then goes on. You can see it pass right through there, next to, just to the right of that larger tree. We're going to set up a camera right in this area, see what we can catch coming and going. Okay, this is going to be camera one. It's an old cutty back Excite camera. You see it blends in nicely to the tree there. Can't say much about the bright green bungee cord, but once it leaves out, that won't be a big problem. And we're after cats anyway, so they don't take too much notice of those sorts of things. You can see it's pointed right down this game trail, which continues on just to the right of that big tree there. One thing you see here, You see I've got a stick wedged up behind it. The cuddyback wanted to tilt this way when placed on the tree, so one easy way to do it, just take a stick or rock or something, wedge it under there. That brings the backside out, evens up the field of vision. Now one thing you can do too, you want to make sure it's actually pointed where you want. You're just going to take another camera, in this case a phone, and you're just going to take a picture using that camera, lay it right over where the lenses are seen, and that'll give you a good idea of whether your camera is pointing exactly where you want it. You can adjust it from there. Here you see some of the hazards of doing this kind of thing. Well, saying in Texas, nothing grows here, it doesn't sting you, stick you, hurt you in some way. And you see those thorns there, you see what I mean. Okay, there is camera one, and you see it's pointed off this direction. The sun's kind of tough. Little trail runs through there right by the base of that tree, so it's pointed down that trail. We're going to go back this way again. I'm not sure how well it shows up video. There's a faint game trail, runs here, goes just to the left of that larger tree. You can see right there. We're going to go continue to follow this. I'd like to get something looking down the creek bed, but springtime in Texas, lots of flash floods. When it does rain, it rains really hard, so we're going to stay up high for now. Maybe dog days, we'll get something back down in the bed itself. We're going to make our way right up there. Okay, we're going to have a camera right here. Try to get one on this tree, looking straight down that way. This is the opposite direction of where the other camera is facing, so it does leave a bit of a gap, but I think there's a faint little trail coming from up the hill down, so I think this is a pretty good spot. And I do want it to face, this way as opposed to this way. That limits our field of vision too much. So right here I think is going to be number 2. Actually moved a little bit. We're going to have a smaller tree here, be easier to get the camera on, and we could point it right there, right down that trail. The drawback, it is a little closer to the edge of the water, so there's not a whole lot of room there, but we're going to place it hopefully up high enough for it to look down that trail and be out of the floodwaters way. Okay, camera 2 is now up. I'm looking at the backside, you're looking down. What it's looking at, game trail runs right along there. That's what it's going to be keeping an eye on. Camera 1, which we set up a minute ago, you can again kind of make out the game trail. It's just up that way a bit, not even a quarter mile, maybe 100 yards or so, 125 yards. Of course, right here by the creek, which is the lifeblood, the highway of the area. But cats being cats, they're going to want to keep their feet dry if they can, so that's where we are. Alright, this is exactly what we're looking for. You can see very well defined game trail. We're going to put it on this tree right here. The creek is just right back there. This parallels the creek nicely, and you can see how nice and worn it is. Something's using it. I don't know if we'll get our cat, but we're going to get a picture of something right here. Okay, I've shifted tactics a little bit. I've gotten away from the creek. This is actually, let's see, past that sun there. Can't really see it. You can see there's kind of a rise there. The old barn and my truck are up that way about 300 yards. Come down here into the wood line, just kind of looking for a nice clear spot. And there's some sign, you can see there, something. Hard to say, probably a hog. I'm going to come up in this little clearing somewhere. Now that creek is just over another rise up here. It comes around like this, back to your left and around. So we're still roughly, we're still in pretty close proximity to the creek. Now you can see appears stuff's embedded down in here, and you can see right there, that's what we're looking for. Little game trail right there. So we're going to find something along that game trail and put the last camera up. Okay, we've gotten camera number 4 placed. That's it, way down there, little black dot on the tree. I'm probably 25 yards from it. We'll zoom in, you can take a look at it. This is my newest camera. It's coming down. I'm standing right in the middle of the game trail. It's just pointed right back toward me, down the game trail, and then again, don't know how well you'll be able to see it because of quality of video as well as the sun. But the game trail continues on right there. So stuff is definitely walking through here. And again, it's a little change in strategy away from the creek. Camera should be safe from any kind of flooding. So you'll notice I haven't locked any of these cameras up. I've just used bungee cords to put them up. Simply, I'm on private property and should not be anybody out here. And even the people who own the property don't know where the cameras are. And I think you can tell by looking around. Nobody's out here anyway. So, get this camera marked on the GPS. We'll be ready to go. Well, that's pretty much it. Not a lot of excitement, a lot of brush busting, walking in a slick, wet creek bed, that kind of thing. We've got 4 cameras up now. We buried a little bit. I got 3 along the creek over here, this general direction. Camera 4, the last, smallest, newest one. It's over in this direction. Kind of an open wood. It's a wooded area, kind of a clearing with a clear game path going through it. And it's also not too far from a power line right of way. It's been my experience that animals will use path of least resistance whenever possible, and a pipeline right of way, a power line right of way, a dry creek bed, that sort of thing. They're like us. They want to walk where it's easiest. And so I think that's actually a pretty good spot over there, and I'm excited to see what happens. You gotta try something different. I've got lots of bobcat pictures up and down along this creek bed, along with some other varmints. Never placed one over there, so I'm excited to see what, if anything, I get. Gotta try something new every now and then, and that's the new thing this time around. That's where we stand right now. Trick now is to just let these cameras marinate for about a month, 3-4 weeks at least. Stay away from them. That's a big key. A lot of folks want to go back and check in 3 or 4 days or sooner, a week or 2 at the most. You got to really let them sit, let your scent go down. I didn't bait the cameras this time around, but the longer you let them sit out there, my goal is to let the batteries completely die in them before I go get them. That can be up to 6 weeks or so, and so it'll be minimum of a month before I'm back out here again. So fingers crossed that we'll get what we're looking for. And like I said, I got 3 cameras held back in case I hear of another sighting somewhere else and I get access to that property. I will have 3 cameras to be able to go out there and place. So we'll see what happens. But it's fun. But it's amazing. I don't know if you can hear it on the audio, but the highway is maybe a mile as the crow flies straight behind me. That's Interstate 35, one of the busiest highways in the state of Texas, if not the busiest. And here we are. Feels like we're really in the middle of nowhere, and there's just all kinds of wildlife right here. So a lot of times people just don't know what's in their backyard. That's what I'm trying to help them find out. So we'll be talking in a month. Hopefully be posting some more of these videos up if they're popular, people like them, and I can figure out how to edit them and actually get them posted. So that's where we are now, and we'll see you next time.